Hey guys, this is Locke. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Stormbreaker and why the Stormbreaker is a S tier hero when it comes to live PvP. Very specifically, in this map, in other maps, I mean even in smaller maps he'll be even better, but in this map and anything that's not even bigger than this, when we talk about the distance to the card, he's a really good hero. A lot of people have been using him, especially in the live PvP discords where there are tournaments being held. um, this is the build that I'm using. I'm using Inertia Chop, Charge Pursuit. This one is optional. You can bring whatever you want. I think this one works really nicely, which I'm going to talk about in a second. You also really need to bring the Flying Blade Arm Guard. Um, I don't know if there's the Roaring Flint ring as well. I don't know if it would work with that because I can't test it because I don't have it. Um, but you also want the March of the Chariot. Um, and everything else is optional. This is obviously this is the best reaction to bring. The basic attack, I mean, it's up to you, but let's just get into it right now, and we will talk about it as we start the match. So the basic idea here is that in these live PvP games, whoever gets this card, which I will, when we get to it, I'll talk to you. I can't look at it right now. Okay, but now I can. So whoever gets the card that's hiding underneath this potion is actually has a huge uh, advantage because that provides so many massive buffs to your whole team, not only to the person that picks it up, but to your entire team. So your team is able to do a lot more damage. Therefore, getting that card has almost been crucial for a lot of matches. So this guy can get it all by himself. Like normally you need to hit it 3 times. But this guy is just so good. The Stormbreaker is just so good that he can hit 3 times and get the card all in one turn. So that is, in my opinion, what makes him really strong for this match. And then after he gets it, he can also do a ton of damage to your opponent. So anyway, let's see how this goes. I was actually a little bit hesitant in the beginning to make this video because, there are matches going on. So I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to expose people's strategy or something like that. But then a lot of people in the live PvP Discord actually, they're so nice that they actually talk about it. Like they don't, they're like, oh, this is what I'm doing, this is how you do it, this is the setup. Like they give very detailed information about how to pull this off. So I'm not really exposing it because it's already been exposed. Like people that use it already talk about it and have written posts about it. So I thought for the people that maybe are not so familiar, I can make a video talking about it. So here we do this skill, which is an instant skill and it charges, and because of the inertia chop, he attacks a second time. Now I use the flying arm guard to do the exact same thing. We're just going to take a second here to quickly just read what this thing says. So it gives you a 20% damage increase to not just yourself, but your entire team. And this guy can go again, and you get 2 movement. So all those buffs are really good. So once he picks it up, or I guess it's a Stormbreaker seems like a girl. So once she picks it up, she can just go and attack again. And now she has the buff that increases her damage by 20%. And because of how she works, like take a look at what happens when she damages. It doesn't look like a lot of damage, but I mean, take a look. Like she'll attack again and again. She will just keep on attacking and attacking. And the skill that I used also prevents healing. So when my opponents, like, they can't do an if they're able to get rid of the debuff, then they can attack. But otherwise, and also whenever my opponent does attack, if they attack from the back, it's fine. But if they attack, normally, like this fake hell's gonna do, from the side or from the front, again, my Stormbreaker attacks again and again and again, So the Stormbreaker becomes really powerful, right, with this build and with the 20% extra, 20% extra damage. And there's more to the build actually, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So let's just go and take a look. So as I mentioned, the Stormbreaker, you can stack 20% damage, and she will do 20% AoE damage. But before she does this, on the first turn, you also have other heroes that's able to give her, other buffs. Like for example, you can use Cocoa to give her, using the Snow Lotus, she can give her damage 3. So now she's actually going to do even more damage, right? Like damage 3 instead of the 20% damage, she's actually going to do 50% because damage 3 and 20% from the chariot. So that's going to be a lot, massive amounts of damage. You can also do same thing with Edda. You can use the guiding gleam on your turn, like on the first turn, so that on the second turn when you pull off this combo and go and attack your enemies, you will do even more massive damage. So I thought this was a really, really strong and cool combo, especially as this is a, not legendary hero that a lot of people will have access to. If you are kind of interested in PvP, but you are shying away from PvP because, you don't have a good roster, this is one hero that you can actually bring, and she's very effective, as you just saw. I don't think this is too overpowered simply because there are other heroes that can do similar things. Like, for example, there are heroes that can hit 3 times, like Nono, Garcia, right? So on their basic attack, they can already do 3 hits. So you can just bring, say, Iana and one of these two to have them go on the first turn to do pretty much the same thing. They can't go and get the card on the same turn because like they don't have a move again. Actually, Nono does have a move again because she has maneuver, so she can do it. Nono and Iana can do it together. You can also slow the Stormbreaker down by throwing fire. You can, there's a bunch of other things you can do, and if your team happens to get, so say you're playing Stormbreaker, and say your opponent's team happens to get the card before Stormbreaker does, like, before your Stormbreaker does, then Stormbreaker is kind of, not so good after. Like, the main purpose of Stormbreaker is to get the card and then go and suicide. So if you happen to not get the card, then, Stormbreaker doesn't do as well. Like, you missed out on the thing that you wanted to do with her, right? So, I don't think this is too overpowered just yet. In the future, there'll be other heroes that apparently can get the card on the first turn and then completely wipe out your team, and then it becomes an issue. There are legendary heroes that are coming out that can do that. So then, obviously, I think that one-turn kill combos are not good for the game. Stormbreaker can do it on turn 2. If you bring Yana, actually, Stormbreaker could probably do it on the first turn as well. But anyway, then you need 2 heroes. So if you see that your opponent picked Stormbreaker, then you should probably ban Iana because you don't want to get this off on the first turn, right? But apparently other heroes could do it without Iana on the first turn, which then it becomes a problem. Anyway, those heroes are not released yet, so we're not going to talk about it right now. But anyway, for the current state of the game, I believe Stormbreaker is a pretty strong hero, an S tier hero, like I said. So I wanted to provide this information out there, and also, as I said, some counters. Even the first barrel, if you throw it down, Stormbreaker has a little bit of trouble reaching it. Anyway, we can talk about it more in detail. I didn't want to make this video too long because not too many people like live PvP, so I just wanted to give a little bit of a taste and talk about, a little bit about the strategies that are available with this. So that's it for this video. Pretty nice and short. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time. Take care now.